Welcome. Thank you for being here today. I'm Ariane Thomas. My major is biology and I'm a senior at Grambling State University. Today we'll talk about why is biodiversity essential for all life on Earth. Here we'll talk about what is biodiversity, the makeup of our natural environment, the three levels of biodiversity, what is the importance of biodiversity, and how to maintain a healthy biodiversity. Firstly, biodiversity is every living thing that make up our natural environment. All species and organisms work together in ecosystems to maintain balance and sustain life. When biodiversity is high, that means there is a variety of species and organisms in one area. The makeup of our natural environment includes animals, plants, fungi, and microorganisms. Without a numerous amount of these organisms, we will not be able to rely on healthy ecosystems. The three levels of biodiversity includes genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. First, we'll talk about genetic diversity, which is a multitude of biological data for a population to adapt to changing environments. The strengths of genetic diversity include population resisting diseases, pests, and changes in the climate. Species diversity is the number of different species in a given environment. This diversity is distinguished when all species present are equally abundant in one area. Ecosystem diversity includes species and genetic diversity are equally massed, and that just gives you ecosystem diversity. Deserts, forests, grasslands, and oceans form diversity between ecosystems within a geographical location. Let's talk about the importance of biodiversity. Biodiversity does provide us with the food that we eat. So, for livestock in food includes cows, chickens, pigs, and other livestock. 75% of all humans rely on 12 crops as a stable food source. Biodiversity also does keep our bodies healthy because the natural vegetation keeps illnesses and diseases from infecting our bodies. Biodiversity supports our ecosystem by the air that we breathe being clean from the oxygen from trees and plants. Another importance of biodiversity is the potential to the solution of climate change. This includes like restoring tropical rainforests. It'll give a considerable amount of carbon from the atmosphere to provide a solution to the climate change in our ecosystem. Biodiversity does also help with the thriving economy because people do depend on fishing and farming for their daily income. So, like businesses that also play a role in the environment are expected to make a great revenue in the near future. We can maintain biodiversity by reducing, reusing, and recycling plastics and aluminum, and taking shorter showers, unplugging electronics when they're not being used. We can also help by respecting animals' habitat. This is a very big thing because a lot of trees and areas are being destroyed where animals live. We can also plant local fruits, vegetables, and flowers in areas. We can also help by not overfishing and overhunting, also in overharvesting crops. Another way we can maintain biodiversity and preserve biodiversity is keeping vehicles on main roads so that animals are not disturbed within their habitats. The biggest one to me, I would think would be educating, education, education. Educate others on biodiversity. Some people do not understand, do not know, and do not understand. So a lot of people do not go to things that they do not know. So within this presentation, I do want to conclude that we did talk about biodiversity is the makeup of all natural environments. Biodiversity, natural environment does consist of fungi, microorganisms, species, and vegetation. Three levels of biodiversity does include species diversity, ecosystem diversity, and genetic diversity. Biodiversity is important for maintaining the balance on Earth and sustaining life. We Everyone can play a role in investing in the ways to promote biodiversity. Thank you all for listening today.